Hello everyone and welcome back to AmmoMart.com, where you can find real firepower online. A few videos ago we did a demonstration by way of comparison of 44 rem mag fired from a Henry rifle compared to the revolver. That got us thinking, in particular Matt, that we should do a video talking about the speed difference between a 9mm bullet in a short barrel, a 3.5 inches, our shortest one today, out to 16 inches. Hopefully giving everyone an idea of how much you actually gain or lose based on the barrel length. Everybody knows that AR pistol platforms are outrageously popular in a lot of different calibers. We terminate the demonstration with a 16-inch barrel length, and I think you're going to find that the 9mm does quite well the more you keep stretching the barrel. We're going to go over the types of firearms that we've selected, makes and models and barrel lengths, so if you don't catch it, you can always go back and hit rewind and find it. You'll notice downrange, we have our typical setup almost, except for the fact that the gel block isn't dressed. There's no need to do that because we're not demonstrating stopping power. What we're actually going to do is hope to show in the gel block how much more penetration you might get with a longer barrel. So I'll try to trace the rounds as we go, and hopefully Matt will remind me to call out the chronograph speed, which is something I'm terrible at. But today, I'm hoping to not be, because it's critically important to what we want to find out. So let's see how the 9mm actually performs across longer and longer barrel lengths. For today's video, we'll be using SIG V-Crown 365 ammunition. This is 115 grain jacketed hollow point, muzzle velocity of 1,050, and 282 foot-pounds of energy. As always, we don't know what barrel length they use to establish that data, and we're hoping to see if it can be increased or decreased based on the barrel length. Should work that way, but we'll see. The first firearm we'll be using today is the Glock Model 43, and of course it has a 3.5 inch barrel, followed by the Springfield Armory Echelon that we used in the previous week's video, 4.5 inch barrel. Then we'll go to the Canik Rival with a 5-inch barrel. And then we have a premium Ordnance AR pistol, chambered in 9mm, with a, try to see this so you guys can get a hold of it, 9-inch barrel. And then we have a Sauer 10, also of course chambered in 9mm, with a 16-inch barrel. So our chronograph is ready. I'm going to go ahead and make the Glock 43 hot. Try to get one in the gel block. As I stated, the box says 1,050, but we do not know what barrel length they are referring to. Oof, that looks like 11-15 feet per second from here. And let's do another one for good measure. That was 11-13. Slide is locked to the rear, pull the mag and go downrange and check some things out. So at least one of them did get to almost the end of the 16-inch block, and it could be perhaps more. Either way, oh, that looks like it's right there. Maybe. I'll have to tear it apart in the lab, but either way, even out of the 3.5 inch barrel, according to our chronograph, it develops speed faster than stated on the box. So right now we're running an average speed of around 1,114 feet per second. Let's see what happens when we increase the barrel length by 1 inch. Springfield Armory Echelon, right down the center. That was 1185. So what you have is a 70 or so feet per second increase with 1 inch of barrel length. Definitely a noteworthy sort of finding. Let's run the next one and see what we get there. 1178. Slide lock and mag out. So, one would perhaps expect to find maybe some increased penetration with increased speed, but in this case it would seem to be relatively the same-ish. Obviously that speed, despite the same penetration, should translate to more energy transferred into the target. Now what we'll do is try the rival with a 1/2 inch longer barrel at 5 inches and see if we get any increased speed. 1205 and 1253. So we have noticed that every time, even by a 1/2 inch, we increase barrel length, corresponding increase in speed. But to the V-Crown's credit, there does not appear to be an increase in penetration. So we want all of that energy to be transferred into the body cavity or sort of contained within it. And so far, that's exactly what's happened. Now, we're going to move on to the AR pistol platform, which is a dramatically increased barrel length even over the rival. Hopefully, things will continue to show that as you do that, what you have is some increased speed. Got to go to a little bit of a modified grip here on this feller. Sights are on. $13.13. And $13.40. Dramatic difference. 1340 is moving right out for a 9mm round. And I'm hoping that what I'm going to find is a bunch of lead in this guy. There does appear to be a couple on the bottom here. And oddly enough, the faster we go, we do not seem to be picking up any penetration, which could be an expected downside to all of that speed. Does it cause the round to overpenetrate? In this case, at least not with the SIG V-Crown. So, this is our Wazzer 10, 16-inch barrel length. Let's see what we get. $12.64. And $12.86. So that's an odd finding in that it's actually slower. Does not appear that we have any penetration into the second block. And at least from the way that you can sort of cursory scan it now, penetration remained relatively the same. Up until we got to the longest barrel length, we noticed longer barrel, more speed, without over-penetration. Oddly enough, on the longest barrel, things seem to slow down compared to the AR pistol at 9 inches. It could be that there's a maximum sort of length where you get that added benefit of an extra barrel length, and then the law of diminishing returns kicks in and it's no longer a factor. In a vacuum, if your barrel was a mile long, what would happen at the end of the crown or the muzzle? I don't know, but it would certainly seem in this case that past a certain point, barrel lengths really don't seem to matter that much. Thanks for watching. Hope you like and stay tuned next week.